Good morning. My name is Matt Beasley, and today I'll be talking to you about exit drills in the home, or EDIT. When there's a fire drill at school, what should you do? Any of y'all know? First, you need to exit immediately. The best way to avoid a fire or to be successful in a fire drill is to exit as quickly as you possibly can. Next, you need to remain calm and quiet. Being calm enables you to listen for directions from your teachers and or adults. Next, you need to go to the designated class meeting area. Typically, teachers and principals assign spots outside the classroom, outside the school, where you can go and meet, and that way they can account for everybody there to know that everybody is safe. Why do we have fire drills here? Has any of y'all ever wondered that? The reason why we have fire drills is because the principal, teachers, and parents want to be sure that the students know what to do in an emergency. Sometimes in an emergency, people get scared and they forget very important things like where to go, what to do, and how to act. The best way to combat that, the best way to make sure that doesn't happen is to practice it. And the more we practice, the easier it is to stay calm in this emergency. Alright, next I'll be talking to you about fire drills in the house. It is just as important to have a fire drills at home so you know what to do if there's a fire. Hopefully you will never have to do this, but it is very important that you have something to do or somewhere to go whenever there is a fire. There needs to be two known exits. Typically it is a door and it is a window. Designated meeting place once you exit the house to make sure that you are accounted for. It can be either a car in your neighbor's driveway, it can be a mailbox, anywhere that your parents designate a spot for you to be whenever you exit the house is perfect, because it allows them to account for you, to make sure that you were there and to make sure that you are not injured, that you're not still in the house, and to let firefighters know that the house is empty so they don't have to risk their lives going in to try to save you. It is very important that you find and you are accounted for and you find a designated area after you exit the house. Let's say tonight there's a fire in your house. Would you know what to do? Let's say tonight at 3 o'clock in the morning the smoke alarm goes off. Where would you go? What would you do? How would you act? The best thing that you can do is to crawl to the door and feel with the back of your hand on the door to see if it is hot. You feel with the back of your hand because it is more sensitive to heat and you'll be able to feel it better than just putting your hand on it. If the door is hot, that means the fire is close by and you want to use your secondary means of exit. This is typically the window. So you open the window as high as you can, push out the screen and crawl out the window, and then go to your designated meeting spot. If the door is cool, this is a good sign. That means the fire is a little bit further away, but there's probably smoke in the hallway, so you need to peek out the door and you need to look and try to find the fire to see if it is somewhere close, and you need to also smell for smoke. If the hallway is clear and you can see a designated path outside, you need to go there as quickly as you possibly can, staying low to the ground, because you do not want to get above the layer where the oxygen is still good. Because once you get up about right here on up, that's where the smoke is and that's where the most heat is. And it's extremely, extremely hard to breathe smoky air or with oxygen depleted air. Fires in a two-story house are typically the same, but they vary very, very differently. Typically you follow the same procedures, but if the door is hot to the back of your hand, you do not jump out the window. You do not go to your secondary means of exit. You stay in that one spot and you try to avoid jumping out the window. That is a very dangerous method and you do not want to do it. While waiting for help, you should call 911. That is the most important thing you can do in this instance, because it allows you to communicate with somebody out there that is communicating with a firefighter. A firefighter, once he gets the information where you are in the house, he knows where to go and how long you've been there, and it is very important because he can come up there and rescue you as soon as you can. Next, you need to keep the door closed. You need to stuff the bottom of it with a bed sheet or some kind of bedspread to make sure that the smoke does not come in any further and it depletes your oxygen. The next thing you need to do is open the window as wide as you possibly can and push out the screen to allow for more oxygen to come in and for an easier access for the firefighters to come up and rescue you. One thing you do not do is hide. You do not want to hide in this situation because there's nothing worse in the world than a firefighter coming up to a room and stumbling along a person that was hidden and they didn't know that they were there. You want to make yourself as visible as you possibly can. And a couple ways to do this is with a flashlight. Go to your window and start waving around the flashlight and yell as loud as you can to get the attentions of the firefighters and possibly your neighbors to let the firefighters know that you were up there. That's the room that you're in. Also, another way to get attention is if you don't have a flashlight is to grab a bed sheet, a pillow, or something that is bright and just wave that around to further get the attention of the firefighters. In conclusion, fire safety is always, always, always number one. I hope you go home today and you tell your parents that, hey, Mom, Dad, we need to have a fire exit strategy and plan so we don't get caught in the situation. Schools have fire drills for your protection in the incident of fire. That's why we have them in place. We want to try to protect you from dangerous situations. Therefore, you also need to have a fire drill in place at home. In addition, if you need to have a fire drill for your house so your parents can account for you, that is the best advice that I can give you. I hope that you guys go home and you tell your parents that you need to have a fire drill exit at home, and I hope that you take it very seriously whenever y'all are going through your exit strategies at school, because it is very important. You need to be as safe as you possibly can in school. And I hope you all have learned something from this lesson, and I hope everybody has a great day. Thank you for your time and your patience and for interacting with me. Thank you.